Hello. Hi. Hello. It's us. It's most of us. What's up? How are you? We're good. I think. Not to speak for everybody. I'm okay today. Today's been all right.
Fine. Some
Fine
would say
even.
fine.
I'd say fine.
So
That's what I
fine.
heard.
Fine.
Yeah. Feels weirdly specific, but okay. Hi, welcome everybody. If you've not caught us before, we're live from the Apocalypse. We're a not-for-profit TTRPG studio that makes actual play content like streams and podcasts and things like that to raise money for nonprofits and aid organizations, and we're currently raising money for medical aid for Palestinians still, and the very important critical work that they are doing in occupied Palestine, which just getting worse. Just getting a little bit worse all the time, but they're doing very good and important work. And we just ask that if you like what you see here, instead of doing the normal Twitch things, subscribing, giving us bits, interacting with fake cyber currency in any context of your life, which you shouldn't do, especially these days, just take whatever you can spare. Whatever the cost of a Twitch sub is going for, $5, $6, there's no expectation. Whatever you can spare, give it directly to Medical Aid for Palestinians instead of to us, because we just play these little silly games on the internet, and they do very good and important work with that money. So definitely do that. If you're gonna try to support us, don't. Instead, support Medical Aid for Palestinians. Anyway, that's most of the stuff and the things about this channel. There are, we can't turn off the subscriptions. It's not a thing that Twitch gives us the option to do. If you have Amazon Prime, it comes with a Prime sub, which, it's free real estate. You got to put it somewhere. More available. Hey. Yeah, that's a thing that you could do. Just be aware that if you do that, beloved Dimension 20 Dungeon Master Brennan Lee Mulligan will kill a dog. He will kill one dog for every month that you're subscribed to this channel. So I guess if it's important to you, we can't stop you, but just sit with it maybe for a while and check your soul and see if that's a thing that you can handle. Otherwise, just donate to Medical Aid for Palestinians. Just do that. To that end, we have hidden the subscribe button, replaced it with a donate button to make it extra easy. I know, it's awful. If you're on mobile, ! Donate in the chat will pull up the link that you can follow and donate to. But that is most of the stuff and the things. Otherwise, we function like a pretty much regular channel. I was doing so well. That's the stuff and the things. There are channel points, there are emotes, there are GIF reactions that you can use those channel points on. With all that being said, I think we're pretty much ready to get into our introductions of our characters and then dive into our game. We are short one beloved little doctor tonight, but send good vibes, and we will.
Justin, fucking grip it, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Slop that down, dude.
Oh, yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you so
one
much
for the big boy.
for the donation right off the bat. We super appreciate it. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get into our introductions. Alex isn't here tonight, which means that we will start with Eli.
Oh, hi. My name is Eli. I am playing your favorite junk in the trunk, Padlock. We both go by any and all pronouns. I guess if Padlock was a sports fan, they would be a BattleBots fan, and apparently of Team Duck with an exclamation point. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Regular duck, not
Regular duck.
Of the mighty variety.
No,
Hell yeah.
just regular duck with an exclamation point,
Duck
like
with an
Panic at the
exclamation
Disco. But yeah.
Yeah. Q.
Hi, I'm Q. He, him. Tonight I'll be playing Captain Cassidy Star Runner. Also he, him. He's the jockey playbook. And I was told explicitly that we're all going to be fine. So, just putting that out there for everyone. off rip on Front Street so that if that turns out to not be the case, you know what I'm saying? You know, we were told that, so could be a lie. Anyway, if Cassidy were to be a fan of a sports team, it would probably be the Rockets. That's it. That's all.
No particular reason. Just
I mean, I think you could, infer the reason.
also to be clear.
Oh, there's no clarification needed. You said we're gonna be fine, so I don't know what it worked.
Wasn't trying to gaslight anyone.
Don't worry about it. You said we were gonna be fine, so we'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
And that's believable.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a fucking second.
You can't scare the herd.
I didn't have to say it. Like, that's the thing, is if it wasn't true, I could have just not said it.
Or you could have also not said it if it were true, because we didn't need that. It's like, you could have been just fine. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You'd been fine not to. Is all I'm going to say.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Interesting. Well, Rose?
Hey. Hi, my name is Rose. I use they, she pronouns. I play Jojo, the greasiest greaser this side of the galaxy, who uses she, they pronouns. I was told that we would be fine, and I don't believe a fucking thing Will says. So I'm scared. But if Joe was a fan of current sports teams, I think that even though she's from Texas, I feel like, or the vents above Texas, I think she'd be a Philadelphia Eagles fan, because she kind of has a Philly vibe. Fully biased from me, but oh well, go Birds.
Fully biased. Okay. Oh, I guess me also. Hi. Hello. Hi. My name is Will. I run this game. I'm your storyteller. And yeah, go Birds. Go Birds. Yep.
Okay, trying to win me back. Go Birds.
Go Birds. Go Birds. I did. I said it.
Okay, well, I mean,
I'm happy.
You got Rose back. See how you do with the others.
You know who I like is that Orville Peck boy.
Was that sports?
No, it's not.
No, okay.
No, it was a very specific
Me and
target.
Tame, then roses are falling. You gotta listen to it. Very good.
I've decided that I don't want to wear these anymore.
Oh no.
Oh.
I feel like I did the opposite of what I set out to do.
No, it's fine. They're just making my eyes hurt.
That's very fair. That's very fair. Okay, well, then I guess we should probably get into it, right?
Absolutely.
Great. I wonder, there's a little bit of backstory to these glasses that Q is wearing that I feel like people would know, which is that at one point, for some reason, everybody's cameras were flipped. And Q specifically said, hey, I have these glasses that say no on them. Can you flip my camera so that they say no?
It was fantastic.
It was just a nice little memory before we...
Yeah, I mean, and it was this game, so...
Mm-hmm.
It sure was. It sure was this game. When we had last left off, it was with a couple of fairly nice moments. Some a little more complicated than others, but you concocted your plan. You'd put it into motion. You'd found your way back to Alexi's family's home, to plan your next moves, and you had finalized your courses of action. Kind of uncomfortable conversation with Dickie's mom that none of you were there for, but you were filled in about later, took place, in which he was instructed in no uncertain terms to make sure that your former headmaster a man whose name you only know as headmaster, died in the process of your thievery and infiltration of the gala at the Yelchin Foundation. Ensuring that took place, Vicky's mom promised not to interfere, to let you carry out your operation. You also made an exit strategy, courtesy of Becker Ryan, the mercenary that you hired to get you onto Tranquility and who is sticking by your side. If not for the money, then because she has formed a romantic attachment to one, Dr. Richard Courtney. And in the aftermath of all of those conversations and all of those plans, you'd all gathered. And I think that is where we find you. Standing in what approximates the kitchen of Alexi's family's home, although once again, there's very little visible storage, since everything is mostly provided by panels opening in the walls and providing you with exactly what you need.
Okay. How you two feeling?
I feel like Padlock's like crouched over somewhere, breaking something. Just,
Focus up for a minute.
oh yeah.
How are you two feeling going
Cigarette.
into this?
Cigarette.
Jojo,
Sorry, what? Huh?
focus up.
I'm focusing. Look, we're not going to be able to go back to the cigarette factory for a while. So, focused.
You are going to run her out of all of the cigarettes.
Good, then I'll move on to the next house. It'll be fine.
We can't go to the other houses. They got weird things going on the insides.
Right. There's no more houses. This is it.
Even more reason to clear them out. But okay, I hear you. I'm focusing up. I'm remembering what accent I had as I try to remember.
Okay, what did I ask you?
How am I doing? Well, checking in, I'm nervous as fuck.
I'm a little hungry.
Okay, well, hey, Patty.
Huh.
This thing makes food.
Oh yeah. Ada, can I have another sandwich?
Of course.
You gonna give me the parameters? No?
I think they know what kind of sandwich I want.
If I recall correctly, it was Scooby-Doo ass sandwich.
Scooby-Doo sandwich, yeah.
Of course, I can provide you with a sandwich. What would you like on? And then the lights cut out.
Now,
does that mean you're not going to be able to give me a sandwich?
Hey.
Oh, what?
Probably not the real issue here.
That's debatable.
It is almost pitch black in this kitchen.
Fuck.
Except there's a soft red light coming from somewhere.
Okay, like ambient or laser?
Camera?
That's the thing. Because when you look for it, you find it. But the source of light is just a single glowing red dot on Dickie's forehead.
No.
Nah.
Never.
You wouldn't.
Can I get him down? Can I get yoinkity? Or
you start moving towards him.
Yeah.
You don't
No.
hear the gun go off. But you hear something heavy drop. And the red light is gone. At that moment, you hear the door forcefully be kicked in from the front of the house. You hear glass shatter from a different part of the house. What do you do?
Okay. Need to go over to Dickie.
And are you checking on him?
Yeah.
Okay. You find him. It is dark. It is almost pitch black in here. But when you go to check, I'm going to need you to make a... Let's call it an act fast roll. Let's say roll with gut.
I was hoping to go over and help. Like maybe he could put it on Joe's chair and they could roll him out. So if you need the help, I'm here to do it.
Chain wise with Dickie.
Sure, because that's a 6.
Okay. Mark XP, you understandably are panicking. Your hands are shaking. You manage to get across the table that was dividing you, and you crouch down, and you feel kind of across the floor. You do feel your hands come into contact with something on the ground, and it doesn't take you. You touch fabric. You realize that it is Dickie. At that same moment, you see a small light, kind of ignite at your side, and you look over. You see Becker kind of crouched down. Also, she has what looks like kind of just a plain white glow stick in her hand that she has cracked, and she sort of slides it into a sort of a strap on the arm of her jacket.
Mm-hmm.
And by that light, you can see that she is holding Dickie in her arms. At first, you think the worst because he doesn't appear to be moving, but then you realize that there's no blood. And she looks over at you, Cassidy, and she has these... you maybe expect her eyes to look wide or shocked or scared, but they are flat. They are like professional. She is in professional mode. And she looks at you and she says, I got him down in time, but he hit his head. He's out. I am going to make sure that he's okay, but they're breaching. Whoever the fuck it is.
Okay. All right. Hey, you two. We need out. Pull up anything you can.
Okay.
Jerry rig anything you can so we can get out.
The power is out, but is there any ambient lighting or any generative energy in this house, or is all electronic power completely cut off?
You could try to patch it. You could try to tear open you could try to get to the circuitry basically and try to make that happen. Because if you've spent some time between the two of you, you've spent some time studying the makeup of this house, the wiring of this house. You're pretty confident if you can get in there that you might be able to jury rig basically just a bridge of connection so that the lights come on.
It was, yeah, I suppose getting into Ada would be not, yeah, just turning on the lights to get out would probably be good. Especially if these people have night vision. We could make it very bright.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
That's true.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have a choking chain with Dickie right now, and the last thing I saw was Dickie
Oh
get
my
shot.
God.
I just want to
you
check in
know-
with you about that before
Oh,
we make plans for
no.
me to go patch something.
That is such a good point.
I absolutely see Joe patching things up, turning on the lights, and just being like talking to Pat instinctively as she does all this thing, turns around. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I did not realize that you had a choking chain with
I didn't realize
Dickie.
until I just checked it right now. We didn't resolve the last thing that we had a problem on.
That makes sense. Okay, cool. So then, yeah, where did I put? Here it is. Okay, yes. So, yeah. When someone you have a choking chain with suffers harm in a scene that you're also present in, yeah. I'm gonna need you to roll the heat of that chain.
That is a 13.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
13 is good.
Okay.
13 in this situation is good. Now,
How
Why are you
good?
saying it like that?
Let's go,
Why'd you say it like
baby.
that?
How good though? Let me double check what 13
better
is.
than a 7 to 9.
Yes, better than
Yeah.
7 to 9. I don't fry my brain per se.
On a 10 plus, you become a near mindless, unstoppable killing machine as the malfunctioning nanites in your blood flood your system and make you stronger, faster, and more deadly than any human being was ever meant to be. All threats present in the scene are neutralized, probably in the most violent and bloody way imaginable. That's it. Fight's over, but some stuff happens after the fact.
Yeah.
Yep. Because consequences.
Because you have a hard time distinguishing friend from foe. So, what I'm going to say is that since there are no obvious threats in this scene, in this moment, right now, we're going to resolve that first. So, what do the others see when your fog of war activates?
I think we've established before that it is Padlock is a very slouchy individual, but I think it's like a call to attention kind of stand up, rigidness, stiffness, and almost like muscles begin to kind of flex. There's cricking in the neck, and a very narrowed like focus to their gaze. They're locked in essentially. Reverting to older programming.
And since Cassidy and JoJo are going to be the main ones affected in this moment, do we all want to talk about how the two of you take 2 harm each?
I love you guys.
I love you too.
On a 10 plus, Padlock neutralizes every threat in the scene, but also inflicts 2 harm to all allies.
Damn. Okay. So, all right. So there are people breaching, right? So like that counts, right? Okay.
Yes, Padlock is going to take care of those, but right now, in the moment that Fog of War activates, it's just you all, the crew, standing around.
Gotcha.
Yeah, are there any physical changes besides the slouching to like are there a red eye that happens, or is it all just it like when the fog of war activates, it's a posture change and then suddenly you're grabbing and fucking people up?
It's pretty much posture change, because nanites are like in the bloodstream and shit like that. So
If you'll allow me, because I think it'll be dramatic, Will, I think part of the equipment that we have are like glow sticks and stuff for infiltration. So Jojo cracks one to go get into the panel, and so throws it on, is trying to pull the thing apart, and then just sees Padlock's shadow straighten up, and then turns to tell Cassidy to run, and that's when she's thrown from the chair and just thrown into a wall. And if I recall, I was at 1 damage. Thank God the Dixter got me out. So I'm going to get bloodied, scorched, or shattered. So if you want, I think it could be one where I'm picked up out of the chair, kind of almost wrestler style, like flipped around and thrown into the panel. And that kind of gives a residual shock, or at least just busted up into the metal. So still love you. Boom.
For sure.
But yeah,
And
it's just Cass run.
Sure. The problem is we got somebody who bumped their little noggin. So he's the priority in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And also he's not going to abandon you. So I think Cassidy gets hurt by effectively jumping in to make sure that Padlock's attention is on someone else for the time being.
I think that's fair. And I think this makes sense because JoJo's the only one who's seen this before. So you recognize the sense.
Kind of, because we saw it too.
On a small scale.
Sure, but we saw the change.
Yes. Yeah, you did. You did.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like I know that I'm going into this getting my fucking bell rung, but I'm making sure that Bex can get, Dickie not fucking in harm's way, like out of harm's way.
Yeah.
Like, can we fist fight for a little bit and then I knock your bells out?
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Love that. Absolutely. And
Cass is a fighter, so he's like not, he's not a slouch here, thankfully.
Hell yeah.
Now I was gonna say
let's box for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I love that shit.
I was gonna say you two trade blows eventually. One way we could, which I think would be kind of cool, is that Cass does have a gun.
Yeah.
Which I believe you smuggled in, if I am not mistaken.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have gun.
So if Cass is okay with it, we could say Padlock takes that from Cass in the process of this fight.
Yeah, that seems fair. I also have 1 harm, so I'm at 3. Mm-hmm. So
if we may, because Joe's not knocked out, she's just bloodied. So if as soon as Padlock grabs the gun, if they pull the trigger, maybe Joe can just like lunge to push out the way, and maybe that's when the intruders actually come in.
Mm-hmm. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. So Cass, you are hurt. Does Cass get shot, or are we thinking it's from the
fisticuffs?
Yeah.
If it's all right with you, Q, I would love if we're exchanging blows and you throw a punch and I grab one of your arm and I break an arm.
Yeah, no, it's fine. As long as it's not my shooting arm.
Not your shooting arm. Fine. Never.
Not your shooting arm. Absolutely.
Left arm, and then probably gets fucking pistol whipped.
Incredible. And then Padlock, I think your head whips around almost like a that's what I'm looking for. Prophetically, precognitively, your head whips around as a person comes around the corner. They are dressed head to toe in black. And it looks like it's kind of of one suit. It looks like it's kind of like one piece, but there is a slightly reflective vest of some kind. You're not sure what material it's made out of that's covering their torso. There's no like symbol on it. There's no logo, badge of office, anything like that. They are wearing a sleek black helmet of a similar sort of like reflective, shiny material. It has these like 2 blue lights that sort of approximate eyes on the visor.
Just fucking grip it, baby. Slop that down, dude. Shit, yeah, dude. Crack one for the big boy.
Hey, thank you for the donation. Yeah. Thank you so much. 2 blue lights in the visor, and they have you can see they have a belt with like weapons strapped to it. You recognize in that split second the gun. There's like a sidearm. It looks like a knife. Maybe there's some other equipment, maybe grenades or something like that. You're not sure. But then they have a big kind of a rifle weapon across their front. All of it is pure black. One of them appears around the corner, weapon at the ready, starts to raise it in your direction, padlock, but you've paid the price of hurting your friends. And now you get to just tell us how you deal with these people.
I think for the first one that comes around around the corner, it's immediate like grab of the gun so that the fire goes up into the ceiling, and then it's kind of like with force wrapping this person around to use them as a body shield and start like moving in the opposite direction while other people are firing.
Immediately somebody comes in from the opposite direction, probably the crash of broken glass that you heard from the back. They come in and they start shooting at you, but you have that body that you're using to protect yourself.
Hell yeah. And once that person falls, I think I'm going to take their gun and at least the knife. I might save the grenades for the last bit. But it's just holding a line for the instance, and just anything that moves into their eye line, it's an immediate shot. And I'm just moving through the room. If I'm not firing a gun at somebody, I'm stabbing them with a knife. And moving with like just an abnormal amount of speed, and clearing house until the last man.
More and more of them appear, more and more of them come into the house. The bodies start piling up as you watch Jojo and Cassidy. You see the bodies piling up until it starts off with 1, and then there's 2, and then it starts to increase exponentially. There's 4, then there's 7, then there's at least 9. You're losing track of seeing all of them.
I'm not counting. We're not doing that.
Cool.
We're working. Can I try and like be out of eyesight of the war machine?
Mm-hmm.
I think we take Dickie and everyone and try to find like a hide and just be like, there'll be a cooldown period. They're gonna be out. They ain't gonna even remember this. It's gonna be okay.
I want to get us to get the power back on, because we're gonna need stuff, because both me and Jojo are hurt. Mm-hmm. So
I'll work on that while.
Yeah. So get them to a place where they can get us some power again. And also, I guess, stealing at least one of the guns from one of these fucking...
Okay.
Yeah, we're just sitting there like arm up.
There's the one room that had all of Ada's insides inside, if you're like not trying to find a panel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that's probably where we'd go then. Maybe lock it up or have post up on there.
Do I see... Was Alexi with us?
Alexi was with you.
Okay, good. That's fine. So still is then.
Alexi was with you.
Where is he now?
That is a good question.
Interesting. What do you mean?
You look around, but you don't see Alexi.
Yeah, Justin, fucking grip it, baby.
Thank you, Will's mom.
Slop that
Thanks,
down,
Will's mom.
Thanks, Will's mom.
Your son's a menace. Thanks, Will's mom.
I was going to say, why do these thank yous sound so strange tonight?
No. We appreciate Will's mom. Absolutely. We love Will's mom.
Yeah.
However,
this feels pointed. This still feels pointed.
No, certainly not. I would never. Oh. Oops.
Oh. Yeah, you you don't see Alexi at first. You are moving into another room if you were heading down towards the wiring room, basically the server room, as I think we called it before. You move through their sort of living room, sitting room, just in time to around the corner, and you can still hear Padlock on like the opposite end of the house towards the back, killing people. Another person wearing that same black body armor, holding that same gun, comes through the front door, and it's one of those split seconds where like you got it's almost like a parent caught you like sneaking out, where you both just like freeze for a second and like look at each other. And then they go to shoot you, or okay, cool. So I assume you were shooting them. Absolutely. So Cassidy, you are quick. You've got some...
Here to help if the roll doesn't go your way.
Hell yeah. So yes, sorry, I forgot. I couldn't remember if you had a move that was specifically for shooting people or not. Which means
negative.
Yeah.
I didn't take another move, but I did increase my gut.
Well, hell yeah. You are getting in a fight, which means you were going to roll with gut. So,
okay.
Sorry, spine. You're going to roll with spine.
Yeah. Which spine? Ow.
Uh-oh.
No, that was Quentin, not the dice roll. The dice rolls were fun. Yeah, that's a 10.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, you have the split second of seeing each other. They were not expecting to run into you. You were not expecting to run into them. And you inflict harm on them. You do not inflict harm on each other. So you are faster, unsurprisingly. And you raise the weapon, you shoot at them, and they are immediately going to take 3 harm right off the bat. They fall backwards. They are not dead, you're pretty sure. It looks like you can see the shiny body armor that they wear. You can see where your bullets impact, and you can see where one of them like found a gap in the armor. One of them hit in like what looks like along the side of the neck, maybe. But then the rest, you can see the points of like impact where they hit the armor, and then the cracks kind of spider web, but they don't seem to penetrate.
Got it.
You can try to move away. I will need an act fast roll if you're just trying to run away, or if you want to finish this before you move on. You let me know.
I think I'll finish it.
Okay.
I didn't have the rest of the team leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're telling JoJo, Becker, and Dickie to. And Becker would normally be assisting you, but she has Dickie across her shoulders, so she is a little hampered at the moment. Actually, that's not true. Not across her shoulders. She's carrying him fully bridal style.
Absolutely.
Like a little prince. Great. I need you to make another spine roll, another get in a fight roll.
That one's only an 8.
All right. You inflict harm on each other. However, you got a little something on you.
Yeah, my bumper.
If you want to try to use your bumper.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta do bumper.
Okay. So then you are going to roll to act fast. You're going to roll with gut. This time it is with gut.
Okay.
So that's good news.
Ooh, that was almost boxcars. That is, however, a 14.
Hell yeah. 14 is plenty. Yeah. So you shoot this person. They fall back into the door frame. They more than like aiming, they just kind of start to spray as they just got shot. And much to their shock, you kind of just like quickly slam your fist down on this thing on your buckle. And a quick, you all hear the like vroom, the vibrations as the tight electromagnetic field explodes out from the bumper at the exact moment that the bullets lose inertia, just sort of fall. And I think the person, the guy in the armor, barely manages to get out this sort of distorted, mechanized sounding "what" before you shoot him again, Cassidy, because you're inflicting harm on each other. And he falls back out of the door frame into the open air of tranquility and stops moving. Padlock, you and Becker and Dickie kept running. Correct?
Yes, but Jojo.
Jojo.
Sorry, yes, Jojo.
Yeah. We Cap gave orders. Jojo's following him.
Very cool. So yeah, you keep moving through the house. You hear and occasionally see glimpses of what Padlock is doing in the other room, but it still sounds like it's pretty far away. So you manage to like reach the lift to the basement and get into the server room. Followed by Becker, who immediately is going to kind of like, I think, set Dickie down, but also kind of like prop him against your chair. And she's going to look at you again, that sort of like flat professional affect on her face as she says, do you know any first aid?
I mean, I know some little bits about fixing up scrapes and shit, but not, I'm not a doctor.
As she is talking, she is pulling these components out of her jacket and like slotting them into place. Like she pulls out a very small pistol of some kind, and that was hidden like along her belt. And then she starts pulling out these other components and slotting them into place. So you see it transform from this little tiny pistol into a much bigger gun that looks almost like looks like it almost maybe could be kind of a sawed-off type situation, but
Okay.
she continues to add components that starts to look more like a rifle. And then she is going to by the time you were finished talking, she has it fully assembled, and she's going to say, then just keep an eye on him.
Yeah, we'll do that. You got to show Padlock that sometime. Not right now, but sometime. They really get a kick out of that.
And Becker gives you like one last nod and then corners out of the basement door, checking as she's going, and moves back towards the action. Cassidy, you have just put down this man. You start to turn to follow after the rest of your crew.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come around a corner, almost bump into Beck, who has this weapon raised. And she like there's a moment of panic because she has this weapon raised and she pulls the trigger, but it goes right by your head and hits another guy who is coming through the door after the one that you put down, and just fully like knocks him off of his feet.
Hot. So hot.
So hot.
So glad I didn't just bumper you.
She laughs a little bit and says, please, you need to recharge it.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Don't fucking die. Please.
Same to you.
If you see Alexei, just let me know.
I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, he's gonna head upstairs.
Okay. Are you going with the crew or are you going upstairs away from the crew?
I'm sorry, I'm going with the crew. I thought we were...
Okay, right.
No, sorry. Basement.
Yeah. But you're good.
My bad.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you go after the crew, and so Jojo, you have Dickie there. Are you just kind of like watching? Are you just like keeping an eye on him?
No, I want to check him out. Like,
Okay.
I mean, she's been on a ship with Dickie for a while, and she is smart. She knows how to fix a ship, but this is a person, so I don't want to go in and be like, I know surgery. But like, I would like to have some of her analytical brain, her problem solving. Something's wrong here. How do I fix this? brain before I go immediately and try and like heal.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that makes sense. I think that's going to be a analyze something roll with brain.
Okay.
Sorry, I laughed because one of the options, we're talking about Dickie, and one of the options is who touched or operated it most recently.
We know that.
Yeah, we do. You don't need to ask that question.
It's a free answer.
Very tender. I rolled a 9.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, you rolled a 9. Perfect. So you can hold 2 questions, get answers, act on them now, and take +1 forward if you want to. And I think we're going to have to play pretty fast and loose with these questions, as always. But I think what's something unusual or abnormal, or what's a hidden feature in this case would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I think those are the first 2 that I mean, there's also where did it come from, who made it originally, if there's something like in him. But in terms of what's a hidden feature, I want to know what happened to the Dickster. And then, what's something unusual or abnormal? I don't know. He was fine, and then he wasn't. And Beck said that he wasn't shot and that he hit his head. What's up with that?
Yeah, I think you check him over, and in the process of doing this, you both can confirm that he's okay. He's just out. Like you open his eyes and you check to see if his pupils are dilating. They're not. There's concern about concussion for sure. He probably has a concussion. But for the time being, at least, he's not actively, bleeding out from a gunshot wound or anything like that. However, as you are examining him, I do think you notice that he has one hand sort of tightly clutched. And when you check that, when you're checking his wrist, his pulse and stuff like that, you notice something shiny inside of his hand. You kind of manage to sort of pry it open, and it looks like maybe when Beck pulled him down, he instinctively grabbed this bullet. You see a shell lying there. And I don't know if you can make out. I think that there are a few things that you can tell about it right off the bat, even though you are not a gunsmith,
Yeah.
You can tell that it is not tranquility made. You can tell that it is not tranquility made, and you can tell that it is lethal. You can tell that it's a hollow point, sniper round.
So a sniper round meant to kill.
Gruesomely, yes.
Yeah. Not tranquility made. Is shot at Dickie, but somehow he grabs it. He ducks, grabs it, and hit his head, and that was,
Presumably, this would have happened after he was on the ground, maybe as he was losing consciousness.
Got it. Okay.
And he might have pried it off of the cabinetry or the wall or something. You don't really know, but he has it, and it's it's not in perfect condition. It's not like somebody dropped it on the floor.
No, yeah.
I think it's pretty clear to you that he would have had to maybe as one of his last moments of consciousness, pry it out of the wall or something like that.
Is there? Okay, yeah. She'll stash it for sure and show everyone once she can. Beck's already left. I'm just with myself and Dixter.
Yeah, the important thing is that he's unharmed except for having hit his head really hard, it looks like. But I think it's at that moment as you're finishing up that examination that Cassidy stumbles in.
Captain, oh, God. Shit, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Come.
You got the power on?
Not yet, but here. She flicks the bullet to Cassidy.
He's gonna let that hit the ground. He's got a broken arm, and the other arm is holding a gun.
Holding a gun that is not meant to be shot one-handed.
Right. Not doing
Joe
great.
just looks at it for a second and goes, "You're terrible at catch." Just brutal bullet, and she says as she pulls up a panel, getting ready to potentially hack. If I could do the hacking and cracking roll to try and get the lights on,
Yeah.
I'd love to do that. And but she kind of debriefs everything you said to Cass as she does this.
Okay, cool. So Cass, you were relayed all that information about Dickie's health and also about that bullet. And Jodo, you can roll with brain.
That is a 10.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, you break in with minimum fuss. You have to choose one. It's going to take a while. You'll have to trigger an alarm or alert to someone in order to get what you want, or you'll have to leave traces of your incursion behind that incriminate you.
Yeah, Justin, fucking grip it and rip it, baby.
Oh no, we don't want to leave incrimination here. For
the donation.
Thank you so much for the donation.
The donation again.
Yeah, I don't really know that there's much of a... I don't really know that there's much matter to that at this point.
Yeah,
they were coming to
I
kill
feel
us.
like people are gonna know, and
Yeah.
I think that that's the most shit. We got a shitload of dead bodies, and I don't want to alert anyone because that would alert Pad, and fuck it. All right, yeah, well, I'll take that. We'll leave some evidence, which is probably because she's being fast and sloppy.
All right.
Drop a cigarette in there.
So then, yeah, you get in there and you're not worried about like covering your tracks or anything like that. So you manage to override whatever was done here. And the system whirs back on. Most notably, immediately the lights come back on. That's the first immediate thing that happens. And I think you hear a like tinier, weirder version of Ada's voice that says, rebooting. Back upstairs. Padlock.
Yes.
Everything. Padlock. You wake up. And you don't know how much time has passed. You don't know what happened. You only have very hazy, quick flashes of memory. But I think you see Becker Rhine kind of standing over you, weapon in hand, not pointed at you, with a raised eyebrow. Do you want to describe the scene that you see as you look around you, or do we want to just leave it as carnage?
I mean, I think the first thing is if I'm looking at Beck's looking at me, I'm probably covered in blood.
Yep.
But the first thing I'm gonna tell ask Beck is that a no on the sandwich?
My boy is perfect. My boy is wonderful. My boy has never done anything wrong in their life. And I love them.
You tell that to my broken arm.
Becker is not going to respond to the sandwich comment. Becker is going to blink once and then turn and walk over towards the entrance to that back room. and just sort of like bang on the side of the door a couple of times. Say, safe. But I think even with that, she never turns her back to you, Padlock.
That's fair. Yeah, we'll describe it as carnage. Just a lot of bodies everywhere, a lot of blood. people in places that you wouldn't expect in a house.
Hold on. Is there blood?
Is there blood? There is blood. There's a lot of blood.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure.
No, that's a fair question. That is a fair question.
They're organic for sure. Though I also feel that, like, while Padlock might not know what happened to a certain extent, I think as they look at all of it, at least intuitively, they feel the feelings of, was this me? did I do that? As they're looking around.
Not the Urkel.
Okay. Gonna come out. Okay.
Sticky okay?
Think he's gonna be fine.
Just fine.
Yeah, when you come
Joe
out,
rolls out.
When you come out, Becker is going to move to take Dickie back again.
Yeah.
Okay. She would tell Bex, probably should check him for a concussion when he's awake, but honestly, he could have had worse. Did have this in his pocket. Maybe means something to you? Looks like a nasty fucker. And she holds the bullet.
And she takes it, looks at it briefly, nods, and hands it back to you. When she walks back towards that sort of recessed couch area that we described prior, Cassidy, she pauses and kind of jerks her head over towards the living room area and says, "Found him outside."
Okay, gonna go.
And I think there's a moment of hesitation, and she says, "It's bad."
All right, I'm gonna go and see him.
Okay. Jojo, as all of that happens, I think you see Padlock standing there, covered in blood, surrounded by viscera.
All the carnage.
Yeah.
Yeah, she rolls up and just goes to check, kind of just grabs their hand and rubs their thumb on the bloody back of their hand and just, I'm gonna ask a stupid question. How you doing?
I feel like Padlock doesn't respond to you, but I think if you grab their hand, they're gonna start like squeezing it like pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine Padlock not starting to almost look as if like tears are gonna like go. And I imagine like normally with when the cooldown period of the nanites, there is probably blood coming out of nose, eyes, ears kind of situation. In the process.
Yeah, she just, as the squeeze comes in, like she's in her chair, so she just kind of gently leads them to like essentially sit on their lap and just holds them in a hug real tight as they're just kind of literally spewing. And just despite all of that, doesn't make a wince or make a disgusted noise or like, hey, this is wrong, you fucked up, you did something, is just there to hold and support while they bleed out their actual eyeballs and just continues to like be that crutch until they kind of let it all out, let those emotions go. As soon as pulls back from the embrace. I am trying to think of what she would have on her. I think she would probably have some sort of rag, or like a like a machinist kind of thing to wipe grease off of hands and tools and stuff. So she would have that, and it would have grease oil from the Tenebris, something familiar. So it's not exactly clean, but she does like try to wipe the blood off of their face, and it puts on a little bit more of the grime of the Tenebris. But I think that's better than getting clean, and just tries to not make it better, but just clear the gunk away. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. We're in this together. We gonna keep being here. We're okay.
Okay. As long as Dickie's okay, we should go.
Right. Yeah.
We should go, right?
Yeah. Let's. Come on. Kind of. Lifts them off and then tries to meet back up with the captain. And I think she would. It's another of those moments where she never asks someone to roll her, but she would specifically ask for Padlock to roll her this time because it gives them something to focus on rather than looking at the bodies or looking at anything. They can look at the back of JoJo's head, look at the trinkets on her wheelchair, not the carnage around them.
Hell yeah. And I'll wheel us out to whatever direction we're looking to go to leave.
Jojo, you go to find Cassidy where Cassidy is, and you will. But Cassidy, while Jojo was tending to Padlock and checking on Padlock, you went to go and check where Beck indicated. And as you walk into that living room, which is, now strewn with shards and plaster and dust and you see Lexi leaning against the wall, what's left of it, holding what looks like just kind of a mass of bloody rags to his stomach. You can already see how pale he looks. You can already see the blood at the corner of his mouth.
You should be, I don't know, sitting down. Maybe.
He gives a weak little laugh. Am I not?
Not quite. You said he was leaning, right? Or is he leaning on the ground?
Sitting, he's
sitting,
propped up against. Propped up against
Gotcha.
is a better way to say it.
Okay, yeah, that's better.
Can I analyze to see if he looks like, is this a fatal wound? Is this a...
I don't think you're quite there yet.
Oh, okay.
I think this is when you were with Padlock, but
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I am gonna check though.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah.
I have a feeling, but it's one of those.
Yeah, I'm not going to make you roll for this. You've seen enough mortal wounds. Someone, if you were on the Tenebris with access to all of Dickie's gear and Dickie was fine, he might pull through. But in these circumstances, in this time, in this place. But as you start checking him over, I think he kind of waves almost brushes your hands away and says, There's no point pretending you were always a bad liar.
I am a fantastic liar.
No.
Sorry.
I am a fantastic liar. He looks at you, Cassidy.
Mm-hmm.
And he gives a weak little shrug. And he says, I got scared.
Please. Who did you tell?
The peacekeepers. There was a deal. It doesn't matter.
No. It does. It does. Because at this point, I need to know. I don't even know if we're going to be able to get out of here. What was the deal?
I told them where you were, who you were. I'm not like you, Cassidy. I'm not brave or strong.
I trusted you. Not even with me. I trusted you with my family, Alexei. I think he's going to get up. How long ago did you tell them?
Less than a day, when everything started to change. When you started talking about exploding the dome, and
Yesterday.
I panicked.
Has Ada rebooted yet?
You don't hear the rebooting chant, but you can check if you just say her name.
Ada.
And you hear the chime of acknowledgement.
Okay. I need. Do you have any numbing agent or? I need a first aid kit.
And there's a whir as a panel in the wall opens. It sounds more pained than it ever has before. I think it gets a little jammed. You kind of have to like force it open, but you find on the other side a first aid kit.
Okay. I need something to make this hurt not so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can find a shot of something to numb you up.
Mm-hmm. You're just gonna go ahead and wrap that. All right. We're leaving.
Are you saying that? I Padlock, I don't know why I keep doing this tonight, Jojo. I think that is, you walk into the room, you see Alexei lying there against the wall. You see the captain giving himself an injection.
Yeah, like got the arm propped up, wrapped as best he can. We're leaving.
Okay. Shit. Do we want to put Alexei on
No.
me? I think.
Padlock, Bex, we're leaving.
I'm pushing Jojo, so I'm right there. Where are we gonna go?
Out of here.
That seems better than staying.
From the floor, Alexei says, still weakly, but putting more effort behind it. Off the planet, you can't stay.
Yeah, no shit, Alexei. You've done enough.
That's enough context for Jojo to be okay with leaving them.
You have any vehicles?
There's one in the garage. And he gives a weak little bloody chuckle. Conspicuous.
Of course it is. I'm going to take the med pack, like from the med pack, another one of the injections, and I'm going to hit him with it. I'm not a monster. I'm not just going to let him bleed out in pain. I am going to let him bleed out.
I think, yeah, he's gonna meet your eyes as you do that, and he's gonna say, "You're really going to leave me here?"
Yes. Yes. I can't do anything for you. You would just slow us down. So, I'm sorry, Alexei, but yes. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to show you the stars.
I wasn't made for them. Not like you are.
You are flashy and dramatic. You live out loud. You could have been a star runner. Let's go.
You stand up. You start to go. You hear the last thing that Alexei says before you leave. There's only one star runner. And you exit, padlock covered in blood and viscera still. Jojo, having cleaned some of that off to the best of their ability. Vex, with an unconscious Dr. Richard Courtney in her strong arms. You leave Alexei behind. You walk out into tranquility. I think that is where we're going to take our break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Don't go away. See
We
you
all
real
feel
soon.
fine, right? Feel real
So
fine.
fine. I'm okay.
All right, we'll be back after I answer for what I've done.
Fuck you, Will.
Yeah, yeah. We're back. Hi. Hello. It's us. How are you? I'm sure you're good. Everyone is fine. We're all good here. Thank you. How are you?
Yep. We were told that we were going to be fine. So here we are.
I'm fine.
Totally fine.
In the midst of our fineness.
That's literally why I said it, because you were fine. I didn't want anyone to worry about it.
Hell yeah. Never doubted you for a second as I
Thank
weep.
you.
But I don't need a disclaimer from you ever again in your life. I think that's where I'm at. You know what I mean? I think that's what I've landed on. I don't need no disclaimers from you.
Frodo. To make you feel better.
Frodo.
Oh,
Look.
Look at him.
Look.
that does help.
Now
This
they have
does
to-
help.
Now they have to forgive me.
No.
How dare you try and use our son like this? I cannot believe you.
Look at the little squinty eye.
I mean, sure, yeah, it helps, but like, also, how dare you? You're a bastard.
He says I am blameless. Oh no, he's biting me. Oh, he's biting me so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Here, maybe that will make you happier. Ow.
This does help. Get him, Frodo. Get him,
Being
Frodo.
punished. Stop. You little psycho. All right. Cool. So you leave the house where you've been holed up. You're almost the entire time you've been here on Tranquility. Behind, you find in the garage of the house, as mentioned, a car, a vehicle. And it is not. When Alexei warned you that it was conspicuous, you understand, because it is not a self-driving model like most of the other ones that you have seen.
Mm-hmm.
It is a cherry red status symbol.
Ooh.
Okay. And how many people can it fit in it?
I mean, it's roomy. Which it has that going for it. It's like probably a little bit of a squeeze, but but yeah, you could definitely fit like, yeah, driver, passenger, 3 or 4 people in the back. So
Okay. At least one of us is being bridal carried, so that should help.
right, yeah, Dickie is just fully in Beck's arms. So
He's just a little guy.
yes, correct.
Slide in, fold the chair somewhere. Yeah.
All right, everyone load up. We are not staying in this for very long, obviously. Actually, Ada, I need buckets of black paint.
Yeah, I mean, Ada can provide that. Can you not, my guy? Oh my gosh. Fully just, sorry, triggering. 1 second.
Oh
We're doing
no.
great.
It disappeared from the universe.
Padlock, no.
Just decided to press buttons.
Just trying to be a
Just-
streamer.
He
Just
is.
out here doing things.
You're doing a bad job. Also, Finn is good. I want everybody to know that.
Oh yay.
Blessed
Oh,
boy.
Yes, I have heard back. Anyway, with that, yes, Ada can provide you with black paint, but I mean, obviously, it's going to be a pretty big time commitment if you want to paint the car.
Gonna throw the paint on it. But yeah, that's fair. No, that's fine. We don't have enough time. That's fine.
Here's what I will say: if one of you wants to analyze something on this car,
Go for it.
so that's with brain.
That is a 6.
No.
Someone else want to analyze? Because I guess I don't.
I mean, someone
Or-
could help you.
I'll
that
help.
is true. Yeah.
I'll help.
All right.
Yeah. What are we at? We're taught.
We are taught and we have a heat of 2. So that means that 1 help at least brings us to a success.
Yes.
We can break something, harm something. We're not on the ship, so we can't do that.
Let's just heat up the chain.
Okay. Yeah, to 3.
I mean, I'm at 1. You're at 2. We don't have the same levels.
Oh, yeah, then I'm at 3.
So since you are taught, the helping crew member suffers the consequences. So Cassidy would be the one to heat the chain.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you stay at 2. So we're both at 2 now.
Okay, love that.
Mhm. Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah.
8. Very good. Yeah. So you can ask 2 questions from the list.
With looking at the list, what's a hidden feature?
Yeah. What is a hidden feature is that the coloring of this particular model is modular. You can shift it.
Oh, thank
It has
Oh,
onboard
beautiful.
controls.
Then beautiful. Just bloop, change that to black.
Yeah, the presets are all like, purple rhinestoned, like,
Mm.
but you can figure out the controls to make it just like jet black.
I think we flip through a couple fun ones real quick.
Yep.
One looks like the Futurama machine. One looks like the Mystery
Mhm.
Machine.
Mhm.
Sorry. No.
Okay, no, we'll stick with the black one. Okay. Hold 1, but it would just be for this scenario.
For the scene, you mean? I mean,
Yeah,
it would be
that's-
something relating to the car. So if we circle back to you needing to, know some kind of
No.
information about the car, then
Yeah.
But I wouldn't limit it to this scene. Just like as long as the car is in your possession.
Cool. How much is it worth to the right person?
A lot. This is personal cars. It's a thing, right? Because like money doesn't formally exist on Tranquility. You'd have to find somebody who,
the right buyer.
Yeah, basically. But it is highly valuable. Definitely. In its condition currently.
Gotcha.
Untouched.
I think as we do the cute little poking through things, then Joe says, to the right buyer, like I could talk to Shakes, and he was a huge car junkie back in the day, and you get the right collector, these things go for money.
Well, you'd have to get this off planet, Jojo. We're not even sure how we're going to get off planet.
I mean, Bex will speak up from the back seat and say, "Seems pretty straightforward. This can fit in the Seville's hold."
I just figured we'd literally drive the fucker up into the ship and then drive the thing into our ship. Got big ships.
Okay.
Your job doesn't get done, but at a certain point.
I think it needs to get done.
Is that what your gut tells you, Captain? This is not, I want to clarify this intention, and especially as someone who knows Joe and knows how she talks, this is not a challenge. This is a direct, I am asking what your gut says. I follow you without hesitation.
Yeah.
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 Let's end it.
Yeah, because now they pissed me off.
Hate to see a pissed off Star Runner.
Mm.
Can't say I'm too happy with him either. Looking at bloody and traumatized Padlock.
Well, it's
what's the game plan? I'm thinking of it
it's the first rule of breaking the law, Captain. You can't be sneaky. Be fast.
Yeah. I think that's what we're going to do. Also, I'm certain that they won't expect us to go directly to the source. We wouldn't be stupid enough. They're going to expect us to go to ground. So we're not.
I can probably look at hacking some of these motherfuckers' radios.
That's what I got the helmets for.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so you've got, we talked about this on break, but you've collected some, like, the armor suits that are intact, the helmets that, have transcoms built into them. Encrypted frequencies.
Yeah.
What is the likelihood that our relay that we put into Ada is going to still be operational?
Good. It was basically that, like, the incarnation of Ada that exists within the Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
You basically built yourselves a back door for when you needed to use it, but it was kind of like a one-time thing.
Right. So we
will still have access to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is going to be good because we're going to need to get in and get out. Okay. Do you need to be in the place? Can you do it remotely?
Look to GM.
Great question. Yeah, I do think you would need to. I think just the nature of it, you need to access a terminal within the facility itself.
Wouldn't be that'd be too easy, wouldn't it?
It would. Okay. All right. So then we get you in. We're going to need a distraction. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I am going to get another vehicle. Bex, you're going to keep this bad boy. Keep Dickie in with you. You're the getaway driver for JoJo and Padlock. The two of you are going to get to the terminal. You're going to get Ellie. And you're going to get out. I'm going to be the nice big shiny distraction to make sure that their eyes are on me and not what you all are doing.
The other part of the job?
If we get to it, we get to it. Things changed.
Bex shrugs. She seems content with that answer.
Right on.
Okay. Is there like a charging thing inside the car?
Yeah, for sure. Yes.
Cool, I'm going to charge the bumper.
Okay. Yeah, the bumper takes a tremendous amount of energy, but I will say that if JoJo wants to basically spend that last hold to jury rig the system so that it's putting out way more power than it's safe for it to, but it'll hold for long enough to get you there.
Yeah, I'm down. I can't in good conscience say I do think I used both questions. I think I asked, what does it do and what's it hold? But I am happy to say, like, I'm happy to roll again, or to just say, wave hand JoJo. Okay, I like cars too, and then like put something in and.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about it. I'm picturing you're basically like patching into the alternator, right? Like you're just sort of, like rerouting power to the cigarette lighter. In a very like sparks fly occasionally.
Exactly. I think this helps her calm down a little bit. It's just like being home.
And I love that for you. Okay. Then we are going to... I'm going to get another vehicle.
Okay. And what are you looking for? So I guess let's talk about your order of operations, right? Because right now you are driving through the streets of Nectaris, the pleasure city. And then where is the fucking thing? Cognitum is the domed city that you were driving to, where the Foundation is housed.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. And there are like waypoints, right?
There are like kind of checkpoints, but I mean, you can don't have to stop. I guess that's up to you, right? You can take your risk. You can try to get by. It depends if flags have been raised on our
outfit.
Yes. What is? Yeah, I named these things. What are they called?
Soul Regis?
Soul Regis. Yep, that's it. Thank you. It depends if flags have been raised on your Soul Regis.
Gotcha.
Would we know that if we can tap into the helmets that we have? If peacekeepers are in charge of the checkpoints and stuff like that.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Can we hack that?
You can definitely hack that. I love that. And I definitely think that we can do that. Now, let me see here. I think that we're going to call this... Yeah, you're hacking. We'll call this a hacking and cracking roll. So whoever wants to try to tap into the line can roll plus brain.
I'm driving, so I'm not
And I can do it. I can do it, but I got a +1 in brain unless I can alter it to junk.
Not without a magoof that lets you do that.
Yeah.
I have +2, but I'm happy to help you because I've been rolling a lot lately. So I'm down for you to have the +1, and I'll just help.
Okay. Let's see what it does. Maybe we don't need to.
Yeah.
I got an 8.
Okay. I mean, 8 is good. You can try to bump it up to a 10 if you want. You only have to choose one option if you are on a 10 plus. On an 8, you have to choose 2. It's going to take you a while to get in. You'll have to trigger an alarm or alert someone in order to get what you want. Or you'll have to leave traces of your incursion behind that incriminate you.
I feel at this point, all of China knows where we are. So, like, if we incriminate ourselves on a relay, then that's fine.
Agreed.
I was thinking that as well. Like,
so
we did it.
Yeah, it was us.
You didn't see us earlier? No, check.
But I'm hoping. But hopefully, it's gives us still at least a piece of time to move if we need to.
You crack into the frequency, you hack into the frequency, and you are listening in. You catch like a burst of chatter coming across that says, you hear someone saying, repeat, shadow operation not responding. Repeat, not responding. Targets still at large. Waypoints on alert. And then briefly after that, another voice kind of chimes in and says, frequency compromised, switch to backup channel. And then the chatter stops, the conversation stops. You just hear like a whine of static and the line goes dead.
Start slapping the helmet.
And that does usually work when the comms go out on the Tenebris, but unfortunately that doesn't fix this particular issue.
Aww.
These are low quality. They're not like the Tenebris, where you can slap.
Tenebris would absolutely work if you give it a good little razzle dazzle crack. But they're slowly locking down waypoints out of the city.
Okay. All right, then we're grabbing the vehicle here.
Okay.
Considering me your battering ram. I'm busting through it. You're going to come in after. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Before he leaves, Joe does give like a very like tight and quick sibling hug, like, come back.
Yeah, I think he will lean in, like hand on back of head, kiss on forehead.
Yeah,
of course.
Oh.
So my question would be, are you trying to get to Cognitum and then steal a second vehicle, or are you trying to steal one while you're still in Nectaris, because we're going to have to deal with you getting through the waypoint before we get to Cognitum.
Yeah, no, we're not. No, I'm getting one here.
In Nectaris. Okay, great.
Yeah, because we have to get out of the waypoint here too, right?
Yes, yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
but I wasn't sure if you were
absolutely.
doing that in one car, getting to Cognitum, and then getting a second car. Okay.
Nah. So yeah, I'm starting it now, basically.
We're convoying this bitch.
Okay. Well, then I do have to ask who is going to be driving who's going to be driving Alexi's car. Padlock? Cool.
Oh, okay. I was going to give you the Bex, but that's fair.
I think Bex is, got the death grip on Dickie.
Oh, God.
Bex
Listen, he's not going nowhere. Jeez.
Bex has the most important job.
Yeah. Bex is willing to drive.
Either way.
Be more comfortable with that, yeah.
Yeah, either way. I don't have to drive.
Since you've designated her the getaway driver, I think she will slide into the driver's seat.
Only other shenanigans I could pull was if we could hack the car into letting me auto drive with my brain and use my brain rolls instead.
Boy, oh boy.
I don't think we have the time.
We don't have time for it.
Yeah, sadly, that gritty near future part of our premise. Unfortunately. Okay, cool.
Not cyberpunk.
Not quite. Awesome. So, Cassidy, you are straight up just picking a car. Do you care about any other factors?
Something large would be great, or something that flies.
Oh, interesting. All right. Interesting. I would say this. These cars that are not like self-driving autonomous units, that the kind of like, space Ubers that have been taking you around for the most part, are few and far between. However, you know where the local peacekeeper office is, and they have access to both heavily armored vehicles and vehicles that fly.
Great. Vehicles that fly.
Okay. You want to try to jack a hovercraft?
Yeah.
We can fly our way out of this bitch.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Potentially. All right, cool. I am gonna need some stuff from you. I think the first thing that I am going to need is you make your way through the streets away from this home. People are already like gathering and starting to like root through the rubble and talk to each other. Because of the sheer amount of violence and gunfire and just it's a horror scene, quite literally. You move away from all of that. You kind of blend in with the crowd as the car pulls away, and you start making your way down across the neighborhood towards the peacekeeper office, and as you do, I think you see vehicles starting to respond, peacekeeping vehicles starting to respond. They have not sirens, but they do have these green lights that spin in a circle on top of the roofs, just as like an alert that the peacekeepers are coming. And I'm going to need you to act fast as they roll by you, as you were trying to sink into shadows and not be noticed.
Okay, that's 11.
All right, perfect. You pull it off just fine. Don't even worry about it. They are otherwise preoccupied. These vehicles roll past you in a hurry, and you find yourself outside of the Peacekeeper building, and you remember the building. It has that statue outside of it, this sort of like multi-story, multi-tiered just collection of like squat concrete buildings. And on the other side, behind a locked gate, there is a with like layers of passcodes and shit like that. There is a yard that contains at least one, maybe two, depending on the size of this particular precinct, of those hovercrafts.
Amazing. Okay. Well, that's where we're trying to go.
Okay. You stick to the shadows. You move quickly through the streets, and you find yourself at that building. You make your way surreptitiously through the plaza, and down that brief hallway, you actually pass the door that led down into the maintenance tunnels where Padlock and Jojo snuck in to tap into Ada. And you, come face to face with this locked and barred kind of this gray mesh door with a keypad next to it.
Okay, well, listen, I'm not the best hacker, but I can do a little something.
Yeah,
we need to get in there. Get in that thing.
Okay, then that is going to be a brain roll on your part.
Okay. That is 9.
9. All right, you got to pick 2. No one is available to help you, unfortunately. It's going to take you a while. You have to trigger an alarm or alert someone in order to get what you want, or you have to leave traces of your incursion behind that incriminate you.
I'm already a criminal.
Let them know that it was you.
Yeah, it was me.
All right.
I don't need it to take a while. I need to have it right now.
All right. So we're triggering alarms and leaving traces behind.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool. That helps me, honestly.
Okay. All right.
That helps me.
Yeah.
Absolutely it does. And I think you crack open that panel and you again, you are not a hacker per se, but you know enough to figure your way around hot wiring a system, and you're literally just trying to blow the lock on this, overload the lock on this. As you do, I think you hear a polite little cough from behind you.
No.
Shoot him.
A familiar voice that says,
No.
It's awfully late for a walk, my friend. You turn, or you look over your shoulder at least. I mean, you recognize the voice of Oriel Orlov, the Peacekeeper Inspector that you had coffee with.
Space Columbo, no, I know.
Gotta kill Space Columbo.
I don't think he turns around. I think he knows who it is.
Mm-hmm.
He's just so. I don't know if you were aware. It's been a rough night.
I don't suppose you'd like to go somewhere and tell me about it.
No, not particularly. Not unless you want to play hostage.
Well, we are peacekeepers. So you know that I am unarmed except for a stun baton in my pocket. And I suspect you have more than that.
I will neither confirm nor deny that. But riddle me this, Inspector. Why would a number of armed individuals come to someone's house here on Tranquility at the behest of the peacekeepers?
I think you are starting to ask the right questions.
Yeah. I should have asked those sooner. Might have kept a friend alive. So, I'm going. You want that vacation? You want me to pretend to shoot you? Look like you fell in line of duty? Not fully fell, you know.
Even if you get through that door, it won't start without the ignition keycard. And I think you hear the small sound of something clatter on the ground. As Orlov says. Can't seem to find mine, but I'm always misplacing it.
Should get a lanyard or something.
I don't know what this lanyard is, but
I'm gonna grab that key card. We're gonna grab that.
sure. And yeah, I think as you do so, as you come up, you kind of like make eye contact with each other, and he's just standing there. He's got that same sort of rumpled coat on over his peacekeeper uniform. He says, "Well, I think it's clear from anyone observing that I can't overpower you. There's nothing I could do to stop you."
I think he's gonna go. Don't have much time, so I think he's just gonna. Before he's gone, just gonna be a. Thanks.
For what?
For the coffee.
You are very welcome. Yep. You go through the gate, and on the other side, you do in fact see two of these hovercraft. They almost look like almost have the same general shape of a helicopter body, that sort of very sleek, aerodynamic, wider at the front with sort of the bubble cockpit, and then they get tapered sleeker as they get towards the back. But this one doesn't have any rotors or anything, obviously. It has these sort of two, the body kind of almost gets like pinched and stretched out to where these two ignition jets lifted off of the ground and let it hover as a craft. True to Orlov's word, as you get in, there is a clear slot for the ignition key card that you can slide it into, and you feel it come to life, rumbling around you. This shell of metal, and you can lift up from Peacekeeper Plaza. Sorry?
I'm saying we will.
And you will, yeah. You see this last image of Orlov standing there, looking up at you. Kind of an unreadable expression on his face. He's just standing there, sort of scratching his head, watching you go. And then you take off in the direction of the highway, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Incredible. Meanwhile, Team Car, you got in Alexi's family's ride and started to hightail it out of the neighborhood, out of Nectaris as a whole, towards the waypoint. And I think as you start to draw close, Bex is driving. As you start to draw close, you see people, you see figures moving inside of like the little guard hut, waiting for you to slow down. And then when you do not slow down, you see them like moving more frantically. You see them coming out of the guardhouse, obviously not getting in your way, but like standing there trying to wave you down, trying to flag Bex down. And she leans on the pedal this is not a gas-powered car, of course, but she leans on the pedal, the engine, such as it is, roars, and you continue to accelerate towards the waypoint. There is no physical barrier or anything that comes down here. Bex is going to take a quick second to warn you all, hold on to something.
Yeah.
And she will sort of like lean back and point at I guess Jojo in the back seat with Dickie now.
Yeah, I pictured her in the front seat when
I think I'm in the back seat.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
back seat padlock.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, cool. And she will sort of just like turn around in her seat just enough, one hand on the wheel, the other pointing at you, Padlock, and will say, and if his head so much as jostles, I will shoot you.
Oh.
It's crazy.
I like grab. I was just gonna put a seatbelt on Dickie, but that changes everything.
Yep.
I'm gonna cradle this small child in my hand.
I like to no, it's all good. Relax. She's serious, but relax. It'll be fine. It'll be cool.
Okay.
And then you hit that waypoint. They don't try to get in your way. They stop trying to flag you down and they dive out of the way. And as you jet through, almost at the last possible second, you feel the car lurch as something grabs onto it. And when you look back, you can see this sort of like slight blur of like whitish, bluish distortion in the air, which I think you would be able to recognize as like a mag tether. There is like a mag tether built into this guardhouse to stop you from accelerating through it. And Bex, it looks to you like timed this perfectly, because you blow through and you feel that lurch as it tries to grab onto it, but she lets up on the acceleration for a second, long enough for you to just sort of slightly lurch it back, and then hits it with all of, like, puts her foot almost through the floor, and that seems to be enough to rip you away from it. That sudden acceleration rips you away from it, and then you hit the highway, tires squealing. These automated cars, you see them all, like the roofs flashing red as they scatter out of your way, the way that they are programmed to. Cassidy,
Your fault.
you are close enough on their heels, and the hovercraft covers enough ground overhead that by the time you hit that guardhouse, and you kind of have to dip down to get into the covered highway, but as you hit it, you still see chaos and disarray. You still see these cars with their roofs flashing red, scattered off to either side of the highway, and similarly, as you start to blow through it, you feel that same lurch as a mag tether tries to grab the back of the hovercraft. And I need you to roll to act fast once again. With gut.
Oh no. Oh no.
How do we do?
6. That's a 6, man.
That's rough.
It is rough.
That is rough.
It's my best roll. Why'd you do this to me?
All right. You try to blow through in this hovercraft, and this mag tether latches on to the back of the ship, and you are straining against this, but it is locked you solidly in place. It feels like you like can't quite get the force you need to propel you forward and out of this effect, and it's just kind of like holding you in place for now. But I think you hear, blaring over like an amplifier, official sounding voices that say, you are not authorized to operate this craft. Return it to the ground or you will be brought down. That's one way to deal with the problem, I guess. Just
Shit, they got him.
just log out.
Oh no.
We'll see if this is like a shutdown or what.
Talk about a cliffhanger.
Because if this is like a blue screen situation, then we might be finding out what happens next time on Nephilim Tenebris.
Okay. Q is saying in the chat that they are here.
Oh, okay.
So
refresh, maybe?
Here we go.
Oh, hey, there we go.
There you go.
Tune in right now.
Yeah.
Check out the exciting conclusion.
Tune in this
right
time
now.
on Nephilim Tenebris.
Okay.
It's a flawless strategy. Yeah.
Okay, so the mag is holding me, and there are people going, "Fucking stop it!"
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, exactly like that. Yes.
No, I don't want. I don't want that. So I would like to pull a stunt.
I love that. All right. Now that is a move, correct?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Hold on. Let me see. I have daring do loop the loop. When you pull a stunt, I can add my gut to the roll. It's when the ship's in combat.
Yeah, I mean, I think this counts, honestly.
Yeah.
I think this counts. Yeah, when you pull a stunt, you can add your gut to the roll. So I'm going to actually say that hovercraft is absolutely close enough to a spaceship. When you tried to blow through that mag lock, I will retroactively say that you can add your, what was it, gut?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can add your gut to that roll. Which I think you already did, but I guess we'll double it.
Hell yeah, cool. So that becomes a 9.
All right, awesome.
Better,
so
yeah.
much better. So all of that still happens. It still catches you. And I'm going to impose... Okay. Hard work.
Rude. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm going to say that something you're using breaks. And I think that is going to be the hovercraft itself. So you get stuck in this mag lock. You wrench yourself out of it. You're almost quick enough to get through, but it is going to rip the back half of the hovercraft off as you lurch forward. Now, it still seems to be flyable. But for how long?
For how long is a great question.
If it fits, it ships.
Yeah, it is not a you're a little bit more exposed. You're not as like well protected. That basically you're driving with the open end of this hovercraft. Like you're strapped into your chair. The back is open.
We don't love that. Is the thing.
Not ideal.
We're gonna let it ride, I guess. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're gonna fly ahead.
Yeah, full tilt. Straight down the highway, following the trail of auto nav cars that are just blinking red and have pulled off to the sides. And I think given the speed that you can cover with the hovercraft, it's not too long before you are close enough that you can see just a little ways ahead of you this fancy black car just hauling ass down the highway.
Gotcha. Cool beans. I'm trying to get ahead of them.
Okay. Yeah. And you're all still in contact with each other through your transcoms if you want to say anything to them. But
gotcha. All right. So we're flying on hopes and dreams here, kids.
Yeah. The rest of you see this hovercraft. You see this hovercraft like roar over you on the highway and start pulling ahead, and the back is just open. It is ripped away. There are sparks.
Hey, does this hovercraft make my ass look big?
Huge, Captain. Fucking huge.
Good. That's what I'm going for. Okay. So, I guess the question is, can I get it through the next, cognitum, to give them a way in?
Crash it on purpose and take out the guardhouse / maglocks, or something else?
That's kind of what I'm looking at.
Yeah, you could do that. You can try to do that.
Cool. Is there like a parachute?
Yes, yeah, there would definitely be a parachute.
Cool beans, and we're just gonna kind of auto send it.
Okay, all right, interesting. Are you trying to like auto send it and land on the black car, Fast and Furious style, or something else entirely?
I mean, we're on the highway, right?
Yeah, but by the time you hit the gates of Cognitum, you're basically at the entrance of the domed city. So,
Gotcha.
you can. Yeah, I mean, you can land anywhere you want. I'm just wondering if you're trying to hook back up with them or what have you.
I mean, we're just kind of get to the gate. I guess we can Fast and Furious this.
It's up to you.
I'm just going to have to get another, listen, again, we're trying to be the battering ram.
Yeah.
So if I need to grab another vehicle, especially because mine was already run asunder, I'll do it.
Well, that's what I'm wondering is are you trying to crash? That's what I'm wondering is, are you trying to crash this into the gatehouse or are you trying to crash this into the foundation?
Well, I mean, I'm sure that Bex can get through.
She seemed to have less of an issue than you did because the car is intact.
Yeah. No. Okay. So no, I don't want to run it into the foundation because I want them to be able to get there without swarms of peacekeepers and whatnot on them.
Okay. Also, thank you for the raid, Chaotic Wholesome.
Chaotic Wholesome, hey friends.
Hey, Chaotic.
Welcome to the stream.
Squad.
Thank you.
Our heist has turned into a smash and grab.
The best made plans.
What is the heist but a smash and a grab?
It's not even our fault, though, is the thing.
Yeah.
It's not our fault, and I refuse to hear to the contrary, sir.
Whose fault is it if it's not yours?
You triggered Padlock's murder button.
That was a roll. That was a roll.
And it was great.
Anything could have happened. Hell yeah. All right, cool. So, all right, cool. So you have this hovercraft, this busted ass hovercraft that you are crashing into the gatehouse, it sounds like, to clear the way for the car behind you. I think that is pulling a stunt once again. So you're going to be able to add,
do I add the hull and then gut for this one?
This one doesn't really have a hull, but I think what we're going to do is, you know what? I will give it a size. I'll give it a size. The size is 1, we'll say. So you're going to add your gut to that. Okay, cool. So basically roll with your gut plus 1, we'll say.
Hell yeah. Okay, that's much better. That's a 12.
Amazing. All right. Yeah, you do it with no problem. So those of you in the car watch this hovercraft that is half broken already scream overhead, tear towards the guardhouse. I think you notice that clearly some amount of communication has happened from when you left Nectaris to now reaching Cognitum, because there's clearly a blockade that has formed of peacekeeper vehicles that have those sort of green lights going overhead. There's a large number of people, but it is clear to you that they are not expecting this move on Cassidy's part, because they are prepared to blockade you. They are prepared to stop you as you approach. And as the hovercraft, the remains of the hovercraft start to drift lower, to the point where they would clearly be crashing straight into this blockade, this barricade, you see people starting to scatter. You see people starting to run out of the way where they were holding their ground before, assuming that you would stop. Maybe the hovercraft would try to fly overhead, but they weren't worried about that. But definitely not expecting you to fly this straight into the middle of them. So you see people scatter all over the way, and you bring it down expertly, it skids across it kind of skips across the highway a couple times towards the end. As you hit that barrier, sparks fly, pieces of the hovercraft are flying off in either direction. The propulsion jets on either side snap off, and you hit full force into this barricade of vehicles, sending them scattering to either side. You were jumping out, though, right?
I was, yeah.
Yeah, and so this thing, I think, is less of a traditional parachute, more of a jetpack.
Oh yeah.
And so it's definitely not a jetpack that's like you can fly around like Iron Man, but it is the kind of jetpack where you're like, I can lower myself slowly to the ground, or not so slowly if you want to.
I mean, let's Fast and Furious this shit.
Okay.
Yeah. So on top of the vehicle, and then I will sort of split off again once we have, eyes on a nuke. Yeah. Plus, I have one of their cards, so I can just peacekeeper this shit again.
Yeah. And I mean, you are used to operating on a spaceship, so like you maneuver the jetpack out of the back of the hovercraft before it slams into the barricade. You kind of like use the propulsions. It like blows a little bit on this side, a little bit on that side to try to like equalize as you come down on the roof of the car. And I mean, you're used to operating in spaceships, so you have, like mags built into your boots, so in case you need to adhere to like the side of the ship, or in case the gravity goes out or anything like that. So you just kind of like latch onto the roof of the car as it careens through the somewhat narrow gap that you've created with the now smoldering hulk of the hovercraft, and you find yourselves back in Cognitum. It is like upsettingly similar to Nectaris, because so much of Tranquility is just uniform, boxy concrete buildings that are more functional than anything else. But Cognitum is where all of you have spent the most time in your time on Tranquility, because it is also the location of the Foundation. And as you start to drive through the streets, Bex is kind of going to need directions because she's never been here before, but it's not hard for you to provide those inside the car, Jojo and Padlock.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I want to get into a vehicle first so that we can start the... Actually, I think we're going to let them go ahead.
Okay.
So I'm going to be behind them from whoever's behind us.
Yeah.
So that they can turn like off a street and then still see me driving, so they won't notice them. We're doing a smoke screen.
Got it. Okay.
So I'm going to lead them away.
Okay, got it. All right, awesome. Yeah. Okay, yeah, and the cars, the vehicles that you crashed through are starting to rally. They're starting to like circle back up. The ones that are still functional and starting to drive after you. Cassidy, you split off. And are you using the jetpack to do that? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you kind of like latch onto the roof of the car long enough to get closer to the Foundation, and all of you see the buildings that make up the Foundation rising in front of you. One of the only really stunning structures on Tranquility. It is a beautiful campus and a beautiful series of buildings, a very majestic, very much evokes like a university feel, like an Oxford feel, intentionally. And it has like very like well manicured hedges and topiaries behind a fence, a wrought iron fence, or at least it looks like a wrought iron fence. The gates are closed, as you would expect of this time of night, but Bex is, prepared to blow through them if necessary. As you draw close, Cassidy, you are splitting off. You activate what's left of those jump jets built into the jetpack, and release the mag lock on your boots to fly off and start to careen away. Are you doing anything to try to draw the Peacekeepers' attention besides that?
Yeah, if I can.
Yeah, you can do anything you want.
All right, I have gun.
I was
You do
gonna
have
say
guns.
Wile E. Coyote style, like.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just fucking Boba Fett this shit just backwards.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell, yeah.
You jump jet off of the car. You're half pulled off by the force of the jetpack, half pulled off just by the wind resistance of how fast the car is driving, and you kind of turn in midair as you propel yourself to a softer landing on the ground and just like open up with this. You're still holding the weapon you took from the men who came after you, I'm assuming. So you're just kind of like emptying the clip at the cars that are pursuing you. And you do, in fact, get their full attention. Are you just trying to get their attention, or are you also trying to see if you can do some damage or disable them?
Main focus is damage. But like, if I can take some homies out with me, that's fine. Like, I'm more than happy to just like pull a GTA.
Okay.
And just like take a motherfucker out his car. I mean,
okay. Yeah. Then I think you're gonna roll with spine.
Okay, we're pretty good at spine. We're not too bad with spine. And the dice agree.
What do we get?
We got an 8.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. So inflict harm on each other. So I think what that's going to look like is you leap off the car, open fire on this row of vehicles that are coming towards you, and you pop tires with these bullets. Some of them go through the glass that is supposed to be reinforced. It's clear that these weapons are a little bit out of control. The weapons that the people had when they came after you are definitely beyond illegal here on Tranquility. And yeah, they go through this reinforced glass on the cars. And I think what it's going to look like is the cars are going to come after you. You have their full attention, but as you start to try to lead them away, one of them is going to accelerate, whether intentionally or not, to hit you, and you're kind of stuck in midair. You try to like twist out of the way, but you don't quite make it, and like the side mirror clips you pretty hard. I'm going to say that you're going to take 1 harm from that.
Okay. Oh.
Yes.
Now, I was going to ask, are you wearing any of the armor or the equipment that you took from the guards?
Yes.
Or not the guards, the soldiers.
I'm wearing the armor, yes.
Okay, all right. Then you have armor, which I don't think you normally do.
I do actually have a coat generally.
Oh, okay.
Like an armor coat, but yes. Hey, does that remove a harm? Does that negate a harm, this armor?
It is, yeah. It is
great, because otherwise I'd be knocked the fuck out.
All right, that's fair. Yeah, you did get stabbed by your dear friend Padlock earlier, so
I'm sorry.
I got my arm broken.
Right, your arm broken. That's right. Yeah. You're out here doing all of this with a broken arm. I forgot.
Oh yeah, no, right. Listen, hey, we're juiced, my guy. You know what I mean? Like, we're fucking like, this is gonna suck.
The painkiller.
Yeah. But we got the painkillers.
Yeah, so that car, that like big peacekeeper van clips you, and sends you like tumbling to the ground. The jetpack is empty, but you are on the streets of Cognitive. You hear more cars, more alarms being raised in other parts of the city. But as far as the vehicles that were immediately coming after you, it seems like you've either killed the drivers or shot out the tires. And like there is a moment where you're like, you come to your feet, arm broken, you're all fucked up, you're all juiced up, you've got like this mostly empty gun in your good hand, and you like spin around in place. Nobody's shooting at you, nobody's coming after you. There's just a moment of like, oh.
Okay. Well, the car that hit me, is it still standing?
Yeah, it is. You check on it, and it looks like you shot the driver through the window, and he died on the gas pedal, basically.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, well, hey, we are fully gonna just
commandeer
chuck him out. Yeah.
Had a feeling. had a feeling. All right, and you resume driving, and as you do so, as you're driving this shot out, hulk of a peacekeeper van, you see like in the rear view, even though it's cracked, more of these peacekeeper vans like slide onto the street, drift onto the street, and like start coming after you in pursuit. Where are you leading them?
Fully away from the from the foundation.
From the foundation. All right.
Yeah, we're about to go the scenic route, baby.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, you have done enough insane shit that they are fully focused on you, it seems like, in this moment. And so, yeah, you start pulling away, and you careen around a corner and start driving across Cognitum with all these cars in pursuit. As that happens, Bex powers the black car back on from the like alleyway that you pulled into, and then resumes driving out onto the street, taking back ways before finally pulling up like outside of the as you're approaching the foundation building. She will look at the two of you and will say, "We ramming through, or are you trying to sneak in?"
I feel like a little sneak would be a lot better.
Yeah, I think ramming was more the captain's specialty.
All right, you're paying me to shoot things, not to give you my professional opinion, but do you want my professional opinion? In the interest of all of us getting out of here alive?
Yeah.
As long as you promise you're not going to shoot me. That was on the table like 5 minutes ago.
You seem better now?
Oh. A little hungry still.
We'll get you a sandwich soon, tweets.
Every day.
And she says,
for the rest of the life.
She looks at you in the rear view again, and she says, "If you can't be sneaky, be fast. The sooner we get you in there, the sooner we get out."
Yeah, fuck it.
Well, I mean, who am I to deny professional opinions?
We're more the criminals that scavenge shit than necessarily shoot shit. So,
well, welcome to your first smash and grab. And now we smash. And she's going to hit the accelerator and fly towards the gate, and is going to hit it head on. The car takes some damage. The car takes some definite damage. The hood crumples in, the front of the car crumples in, but the gates pop open, fly open, and you pull through and up the kind of like marbled driveway towards the front of the Institute.
Holding Dickie.
Yeah. There is a narrow ramp that like leads up the stairs. It has like guardrails on either side, and she is going to also pop the curb, hit that. The fences on either side are going to like snap off, go flying. More damage to the car. It's getting scraped to hell and crumpled in a little bit more, but she doesn't let up on the accelerator until she hits the top of the ramp. And then kind of like jerks the wheel around. The car almost like spins 360 degrees and hits the literal large, majestic wooden mahogany doors of the Yelchin Foundation, which go flying off their hinges as the car hits them. And beyond are the majestic halls of learning where you all spent so much of your youth.
You know, they say when you graduate school, you don't ever have to come back here, but here we are.
Bex gives you kind of a wry smile and says, "Did you graduate?"
Not on paper.
Still counts then.
And she looks at her handheld, looks at the two of you, raises an eyebrow, and says, "Clock's ticking."
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yep.
You smash me, grab.
It's a good plan as any, and just wheels out of there. And good luck, don't die. What was it? Don't end up dead. I forgot what the saying was.
I'm not certain. I don't remember.
Whatever it was. Whatever that callback.
Whatever it was.
Whatever it was.
Don't end up dead is good. I like don't end up dead.
Yeah.
Don't get dead. Was that
Don't
it?
get dead. I think it was
Don't get dead.
Don't get dead.
There you go. Padlock and Jojo get out of the car and rush into the Elchin Foundation and its yawning caverns beyond. I think that is where we're going to end this episode of Nephilim Tenebris.
Yeah.
Wepa.
Yeah.
Wepa, yeehaw, and all that nonsense.
Everything in
boy.
between.
Yeah. Pew pew.
Finger guns to the sky.
All right. Well, you know what I always say, things work out. And I think that's never been more true than it has been tonight.
Oh, yeah.
You're aggressively snacking.
Oh, I'm glad you got your sour candies.
I'm also very glad you got your sour
candy.
candies. Did you get sour candies and ice cream or just sour candies? I'm
Just
so
sour
sorry.
candies.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so
He didn't
sorry.
remember. It's okay. I'm just gonna have to walk over there and give it because I realized after I got these that I wanted ice cream.
No,
I had a feeling. Well, this has been an exciting episode of Nephilim Tenebris. We are actually going to be off for a month. We are going to be off for March while we take a little bit of a break. And then we will be back in what month comes after March? April? Is that it?
April.
Yeah. April. There we go. Which is my birthday month, but not until the end of it. So, yeah, we'll take a break. And then we'll be back and you will see the exciting conclusion of this particular moment. Things went really well tonight. I hope that they continue to go well for you all in the future. Yeah, it would suck if something bad happened. So,
wouldn't it just?
It would suck. It would really suck. But I think with all of that being said, we'll go ahead and do our outros. Everybody will tell you who they are, where you can find them, what they got going on, and then we will rate someone. Not sure who yet, but we'll find somebody. Starting with Eli, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't mind. Hi, my name is Eli. I was playing Padlock, your resident junker, but I am also the resident ghost of Mayday Roleplay. We're an AP content creation team making serious fun shenanigans. If you're not busy on Saturday afternoon or morning, we will be continuing our Vampire the Masquerade campaign, Vegas by Night. We are stealing from the Ventru and framing the Hakata for it. So if you want to see how that finishes off, come join us and hang out with us. Other than that, we got plenty of stuff in store, so just keep an eye out on our socials. When I'm not doing stuff at Mayday, I am all around the internet as a ghost of Eli. Go check out my Pleasure in West River episode from The Hardest of Dungeons that came out last week, and then go check me out on Reckless Attack. I just did a wonderful interview with Nathan and the crew about community and all sorts of wonderful things. And you can come hang out with me tomorrow here, Life Over the Apocalypse, as your Green Ranger rampant, as we are barreling towards our conclusion of that little saga. So those are all the things I'm doing. And yeah.
Yeah. Q.
Hi, I'm Q. I played Captain Cassidy Starrunner, who is double barrel badass, and I won't hear to the contrary. Sue me. When you don't see me here, you can find me on the internet at Midnight Inc. That is Midnight INQ. Q is my name. I'm sure you get it. Save a horse, ride a cowboy. I keep making cowboys. I won't be making cowboys for a good little bit because I'm going away for a month because your boy's tired, and I'm gonna take a break for my brain and my healthy space. So, many much love. I'll see y'all in April. Yeah, that's it.
I like that each time you say it, it gets more and more like a news anchor signing off. It's like, and that's the news. I keep making cowboys.
And
It's my
that's the way
favorite running
it was.
All right, Rose.
Howdy, y'all. My name is Rose. I was JoJo. You can catch me on places where I want you to see me at Rose from the Grave. And you can catch me here and keep on the lookout for other things I might be doing. Who knows? Only time will tell. That's it. Bye.
Oh yeah, and hello, hi. My name is Will. I was your storyteller / monster tonight. Yeah, I'm around most of the time. At a Will M Scream, wherever you want to find me. Mostly Blue Sky these days. I'm not really using anything else, but I do talk about projects and things that I have going on over there. I will also be back tomorrow night here at Live from the Apocalypse for Rangers Rampant, playing your Rampant Phoenix Red Ranger, Parker Mills, and like Eli said, barreling towards the end. We'll see what job we find out Parker has this episode. I think we're 1 for 1. Every other episode, he's got another job.
Oh, yeah.
He's a busy boy. But Thursday night, I'll be over at Entropy Emporium running God Complex, a Girl by Moonlight game about making the corpses of dead gods into mech suits and fighting space kaiju. We've been building towards a really fun fight that's probably kind of our mid-season finale, and I am very excited to get to it. I think this Thursday, fingers crossed. Aside from that, I don't have a whole lot going on. Monday, I will be back once again at Entropy Emporium on the 3rd for the final episode of The Fall of the Ashen Throne, a political intrigue 5e game that I have been running over at Entropy Emporium. I'm very excited to get to the conclusion of this and for everybody to find out what's been going on and what the mysteries have been regarding the deaths of the royal family members. And then I think that's it, except that March 8th, because normally we have Class Reunion every other Saturday, which is a game that Q is in. We're going to be taking a little bit of a hiatus from that while Q is on break. And instead, I'm going to be running a couple sessions of a Grimoire Punk game with almost all of the same people, but also featuring our dear friend, Chrissy Color. It's a game set in the 90s about hedge witches stealing shit from wizards.
Oh, metal.
And
There you go. I'm gonna have to make a game for that too. I've already decided. I don't know.
it's real good.
It's
real good. I'm really excited. We've got a raver. We've got a goth kid. It's gonna be a good time. Check it out. And that'll be 2 Saturdays in March, the 8th, and the other one that alternates with the 8th, the 22nd. Yep, that one. But that is gonna do it for us here tonight. That's all the stuff that I gotta talk about. If you're not already following the channel, there are social links in the chat, and we also have a Discord community. Great place full of great people. We'd love to have you be a part of it if you are so inclined. But we are going to disappear in just a second, and we are going to raid Tales from the Table Studios. They are raising money for the California wildfire relief, going strong. I believe they have crushed their goal, and it has been raised several times. Now we're aiming for 1K. So
yeah, we hit 800 yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, congratulations!
So yeah, it's up to 819. It looks like. So let's see if we can bring it up any higher if anybody wants to donate over there. But come along, say hi, be friendly, enjoy, and we will see you in April. So take it easy, everybody. Say goodnight, everybody.